Hello everyone and welcome back to Prestige Reef. It is day 6 of my 30-day vlog journey, and today you find me on the floor in my living room. Now the reason I'm on the floor in my living room is because I'm going to give you a little insight into what my day-to-day life is actually like. So I have, I think, 22 or 23 boxes of coral going out today, and I thought to myself, there is no way that I'm going to have time to do all of these and film a video. So I thought, why not just combine the two and do them at the same time? So today I'm going to show you how I box the corals, which is hardly a particularly closely guarded secret, because you've only got to order one box of corals from me to know, and it's the easiest way to stick to my vlog promise. Now this is exactly what my day-to-day life looks like. So a lot of people will think that being a coral farmer sounds really, really glamorous, but in reality, I spend hours every day sitting on the floor in my living room, in my pajamas, to create the boxes. Now the boxes need to be created in a specific way for both the safety of the corals and also to protect me and the customer if something goes wrong. So the very, very first thing I need to do is to put a live animal sticker on every box. Now there are 3 reasons for this. Firstly, it makes logical sense so people know what's in the box. The second reason is because if you don't have live animals written on the box and Royal Mail don't deliver it on the first day, then you will not be covered by their insurance. And the third thing is, originally, before I knew this, I was shipping boxes without it saying live animals on it. And I noticed a significant increase with regards to the delivery rate on time if you put the label on there. So it does actually make a difference. If you give me a second, I will cover all of these boxes in stickers. So that's the first step done. Now eagle-eyed viewers will notice that there are 2 types of boxes. There is one larger box and one smaller box. Now the smaller box will hold anything from 1 to 8 coral frags, and the larger one is 9 up to, I think, 20. So you can see roughly how many frags are being shipped out today. You can see why I don't have the time that I normally have, because it takes about, I probably got it down to maybe 10 minutes per box. If you include packing time, it's about 15 minutes per box. But you can see why I will be in the coral farm for literally hours today. The next thing to take note of is the heat packs. So there are only 2 types of heat packs that I use, either the 40-hour heat packs from Uniheat or the 60-hour heat packs from Uniheat. Now when it comes to heat packs, there's something you need to consider. When you first activate them, they spike to warmer than the average temperature. So you can see on them, it says it provides an average temperature of 38 degrees Celsius. Well, when you first activate them, it actually goes above 38 degrees Celsius. So it's important that you open the heat pack before. I usually open it about 2 hours before I actually put it into the boxes, so it gives it time to spike and then come back down to 38 degrees. Now the first coral shipments I did like 4 years ago, I wasn't doing this and I killed the corals, and I couldn't work out why until what I did one day is I put a box on my desk, I put the heat pack in it, and I put a little thermometer in it to monitor it, and I noticed that heat spike was happening. So what you need to do is open it a couple of hours before you put it in, and then you're pretty much good to go. The other things that go into the boxes are an acclimation guide with regards to what you should do once the corals arrive, and also a dead on arrival policy. Now there is a part of the dead on arrival policy which it does say in there where it says courier delays I can't be responsible for, and that is pretty much in every dead on arrival policy for all online sellers across pretty much the whole world, I believe. There might be some exceptions. Now the reason that's in there is because sometimes Royal Mail or whoever the delivery company won't deliver on time, and it's sort of outside of my control. Having said that, from what I can remember, I have never ever honoured that part of the dead on arrival policy, because I am looking to have customers for the next 10 years, not the next 10 minutes. As soon as you stick to some parts of the policy where people feel like they've lost out, you can lose a customer, and that customer won't come back. So there's no point in having that. There was only one time, I think, where I've actually properly stuck to this, and it was incorrect addresses. And that was because someone put an address of their old house. The new resident of the house rejected the box of corals, because why would you accept a random box of corals? They ended up in a storage facility in Ireland, which I think is where unknown packages go to. far as I know, it's probably still there to this day. But unfortunately, it wasn't my fault. The final thing I add to the boxes is stickers. I first got them made for Aqua. These were the ones that were left over, and they're just a bit of fun. And I literally just put my hand in, pick out the first one that I get, and then throw it into the box. That is pretty much it. Now, there's only one other thing to show you. Heat packs don't work without oxygen, so you need to have a hole in the side of them, and the hole needs to be relatively large. It seems counterintuitive, but you literally just stab a hole. I can't do this while holding the camera. 1 second. But you literally just stab a hole through the side of the box, just enough to get the tip of your little finger in, and that will be plenty of oxygen for the heat packs. Right, now that's everything with regards to how the boxes are packed, so I need to get started. And what I'll do is I will take you into the coral farm to show you how the individual corals are packaged, just to ensure their safe transit. Right now, as you can see, we are back in the coral farm. The easiest way to show you is to literally just do one of the actual orders I've got going out today. So I'm going to do Zach's order. So Zach has put in, I think, 14 orders with me, so I thought I'd give him a little shout out. Now, Zach ordered one of the mystery boxes and it's already set up, so it's just easy to show you. Right, now this is Zach's mystery box. It was £100 for these 6 frags. We have a Witch Hunter Montipora, a Bling Bling Cephastria, a Jack-o'-lantern Leptoceras, just need to move the radion out of the way. We have some blue-eyed blonde Zoas, a pink and green Platygyra, and then Goblin War Coral. So not bad for £100. It works out about £16.66 each. Now the first thing I do before shipping any corals is take the coral, look all around it, and then underneath it, just to make sure that the coral is both healthy, there's no dead patches on it, and also that there's nothing clearly visible which will be going out with the coral. And I will do this for all of the pieces. And then if anything like Asterina starfish are on there, I will just take them off. Asterina starfish aren't too bad. I have Harlequin shrimp in every tank. I'm essentially the first line of defense for your tanks. So if I can spot anything that shouldn't be going there, it won't be going out. And so far, so good. This is absolutely, I love this piece. This is probably one of my favorite pieces in the moment. The camera never does it justice. It's actually really, really bright, the pink. And you just don't get corals which are sort of this color very often. Right, to get this shot, I'm actually balancing the phone on the radians. Now, the next thing I do is get a little piece of essentially like foam. I order 3,000 of them at a time so that I can get them cheap enough. And I also have to manually put a hole in each one with scissors. And then I put the coral into the hole and that will secure it. So obviously the coral can't fall out. And then you fill up a cup with water and then put it in to the cup and then on there. Now, where possible, I try not to take coral out of the water when I'm doing this. The only problem is, because this is my photo stand, the corals are right at the surface, so they're literally about 1 centimetre under the water. But it shouldn't be any problem. So there's the Witch Hunter. So all the time you're seeing, the first thing I do is squeeze any air out the foam, and that's because during transit some of the air will come out of the foam. Fill the pot with water, and then put the frag in the foam underwater, and then foam in the pot underwater as well, just to try to get so there's absolutely no air in any of the pots. Now I have huge success with regards to doing it this way. Providing the package arrives on time with the courier, I can't think of the last time I had a coral which died in transit. Obviously, I ship literally thousands and thousands of pieces. I mean, with 22 boxes, there's probably 60, 70 pieces going out just today. Now, I keep track of when shipments go missing throughout the year, and there is a 98% success rate. And the reason there is not 100% success rate is because of Christmas. So this is actually the worst time of the year. And I can ship when it's cold. That's not a problem. As long as it's above 0 degrees, I don't have any issues with corals dying or anything. The only time of the year that I ever have any issue is around Christmas. And that is because so many people are sending presents, receiving presents, sending back things that they thought they wanted that they didn't want. As I said earlier, I will never let you lose out. If you are one of the 2% of people where it goes wrong, especially around this time of year, then don't worry about it. I will deal with it. That's also the reason I stopped shipping around mid-December until around the 10th of January usually is when I start shipping again. It all depends on the weather, but I like to get past the Christmas backlog. and then things go back to normal. Now this is the rest of Zach's order. Zach actually ordered 2 mystery boxes, so you can see he got a few other things in there as well. There's also an alveopora and some chalices and things like that. And they essentially will just get dried off, put in here, wrapped up, sealed, and then taken to the post office. That is it for today, guys. I just need to go do that process 21 more times now. And then I get the fun part of going to the post office and pissing everyone off, because there is always a massive queue behind me. Now there's one thing to take away from this video. If you're nervous about the quality of my corals, or if you're nervous about receiving corals in the post, then think about Zach. Zach has put in 13 or 14 orders with me. You don't get that many orders from one customer unless you're doing something right. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. Please feel free to comment below if you have any questions. If you did enjoy it, why not click that like and subscribe button. Have a good week, and I'll see you next time.